Horton's World welcomes you. Imagine yourself in a darkened room. The air is heavy, thick with anticipation. The only source of light is a single flickering candle. You've heard the whispers, the chilling tales of what happens when you dare to utter her name 3 times. A shiver runs down your spine. You glance nervously over your shoulder. But there's nothing there, only the sound of your own ragged breathing. Your heart pounds against your ribs. A sense of dread washes over you. And then, you whisper it. For centuries, mirrors have held a strange power over us. They reflect our physical selves, yet they also seem to hint at something more, something lurking just beyond the surface. Believing them to be portals to other realms, gateways to the realm of spirits and shadows. Even today, the idea of a mirror as a conduit to the supernatural continues to captivate our imaginations. They are a tangible link to the unseen world, a reminder that there may be more to reality than meets the eye. Bloody Mary. A name whispered in hushed tones, a figure that haunts the darkness behind our reflections. She is a staple of slumber parties and campfire stories, a terrifying legend passed down through generations. But where did this chilling tale originate, and who or what is the entity we summon with those 3 fateful words?
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
The ritual is simple yet terrifying, performed in a dark room with a single candle or mirror. The participant repeats Bloody Mary 3 times, a direct invocation of Bloody Mary. Repetition creates tension and dread. Each utterance is a step into the unknown. Section 2. Whispers of Blood, Variations on a Theme. The story of Bloody Mary exists in countless variations. Fear, vengeance, and the supernatural remain constant. Some versions depict her as a vengeful spirit. She is often said to be disfigured, her eyes burning with hatred. Bloody Mary is a force of pure rage. Other versions paint her as a sorrowful figure, a young bride murdered on her wedding day. The legend of Bloody Mary taps into our deepest anxieties. The price of curiosity, legends of retribution. Many versions of the Bloody Mary legend focus on the dangers of summoning her. Those who dare to call her name often face dire consequences. Some stories claim that Bloody Mary will scratch her victims' eyes out. Others suggest that she will steal their soul. The severity of the punishment often depends on the version of the legend. Simply uttering her name might result in a fleeting glimpse of her terrifying visage. These tales serve as a warning, a reminder that some doors are best left unopened. Bloody Mary in popular culture, a legacy of fear. The legend of Bloody Mary has become a fixture of popular culture. From horror films to video games, Bloody Mary has been reimagined countless times. She symbolizes female rage and vengeance, embodying our deepest fears. Her presence reflects our fascination with the supernatural. Bloody Mary taps into our primal fears. She represents the unknown and the darkness beyond our perception. The legend of Bloody Mary is deeply intertwined with our complex and often fearful relationship with mirrors. Throughout history, mirrors have been regarded as more than just reflective surfaces. They have been seen as portals to other realms. Ancient cultures imbued mirrors with a mystical significance, believing them to hold a fragment of the soul's essence. Covering mirrors after a death was a symbolic act meant to protect the departed soul. The veil between the living and the dead was considered especially thin during mourning. From the Greeks to Japanese legends, mirrors have long been associated with the supernatural. This belief in mirrors likely played a significant role in shaping the Bloody Mary legend. The Bloody Mary ritual, with its chanting and repetition, echoes ancient practices designed to summon spirits. Mirrors have played a central role in divination rituals, serving as focal points for contacting spirits. Chanting a name 3 times has roots in ancient magical practices. Repetition was believed to amplify intention and attract spirits. The number 3 heightened the ritual's potency. These rituals, shrouded in secrecy, were not necessarily viewed as evil. Spirits were seen as intermediaries offering wisdom and protection. However, contacting these entities was not without risks. Summoning a spirit required respect, knowledge, and caution. Disrespect or ignorance risked incurring the wrath of powerful entities. The Bloody Mary legend serves as a reminder of the dangers of tampering with forces beyond our understanding. Speaking a name aloud in rituals is seen as powerful, influencing both physical and spiritual realms. Names hold sacred power, linked to the essence of the person or entity. Knowing a true name grants power, a concept in many myths. Speaking a name can summon or compel the entity. In the Bloody Mary legend, saying her name 3 times summons her. To understand the Bloody Mary legend, we must journey back to 16th century England. Mary I, daughter of Henry VIII, ascended the throne in 1553, inheriting a divided kingdom. Henry VIII's break from the Catholic Church left deep scars on the nation.
My reign shall restore England to the true faith.
Mary's commitment to Catholicism stemmed from her deep personal faith. Her methods for achieving religious unity would prove to be her undoing. The epicenter of Mary's religious persecution was Smithfield, a London marketplace that became a gruesome symbol of her reign. Hundreds of Protestants, including men, women, and children, were burned at the stake for their beliefs.
These public executions were designed to instill terror.
The victims came from all walks of life. Among the most famous were the Oxford Martyrs, 3 Protestant bishops burned in 1555. The nickname Bloody Mary emerged during Mary's reign, reflecting the widespread fear and revulsion her actions inspired. It was a label born of blood and fire, a chilling reminder of her willingness to sacrifice human life for religious purity. The moniker was a powerful tool of propaganda, used by her enemies to undermine her authority. Protestant pamphleteers spread tales of her cruelty throughout England and Europe. The nickname reflected the deep religious divisions that plagued England during her reign. While Mary's legacy is intertwined with bloodshed, her personal tragedies shaped her life. She craved love but faced betrayal.
My father annulled his marriage to my mother. I felt abandoned and illegitimate.
She endured years of uncertainty and a loveless marriage with Philip II. The legend of Bloody Mary, the terrifying spirit summoned in a darkened room, intertwines history, folklore, and psychological terror. While Queen Mary I inspired the name, the figures have become distinct over centuries. Bloody Mary today embodies our deepest fears, representing vanity, the unknown, and superstition. Chanting her name taps into primal anxieties about the boundary between the living and the dead. While the association between Queen Mary I and the Bloody Mary legend remains the most pervasive, numerous alternative theories offer different explanations for the spirit's origins. These tales paint a more nuanced and often more sorrowful picture of the entity haunting our mirrors. Many theories center around Bloody Mary as a lost soul trapped between realms. She is not necessarily malevolent, but a sorrowful figure yearning for release. Mary Worth, the sorrow of a drowned bride. Mary Worth, a young bride, met a tragic end on her wedding day. Their happiness was short-lived.
My carriage plunged into a deep river, dragging me to a watery grave. My body, draped in my ruined wedding gown, was recovered days later.
Heartbroken, Mary's fiancé refused to believe she was gone. He spent hours gazing at her reflection, desperate for a glimpse. One night, Mary's image appeared in the mirror, eyes filled with love and sorrow.
From that night, the legend of Mary Worth, the drowned bride, spread.
Whispers from around the globe. The Bloody Mary legend transcends cultural boundaries, appearing in various forms globally. These variations reflect local beliefs about death and the spirit world. In some cultures, Bloody Mary is a title assumed by different spirits. In Mexico, La Llorona, the weeping woman, searches for her drowned children. Like Bloody Mary, La Llorona is associated with water and mirrors. In Japan, Hanako-san haunts school bathrooms. She can be summoned by knocking on her stall door 3 times. These legends highlight universal fears and beliefs about the supernatural. Beyond the mirror Bloody Mary in modern lore, the legend of Bloody Mary thrives in modern times. Writers, filmmakers, and game developers reimagine Bloody Mary, exploring trauma and vengeance. In literature, Bloody Mary appears in novels offering fresh perspectives. Films like Candyman and Urban Legend feature Bloody Mary. Video games like Fatal Frame embrace the legend. Bloody Mary remains a potent symbol of female rage and superstition. The Troxler effect, when reflections fade to ghosts. The Troxler effect is a visual illusion where the brain filters out unchanging stimuli. Staring into a dimly lit mirror, your brain suppresses the familiar image. Peripheral details fade, features blur, and the brain fills in gaps with imagined shapes. This creates a perfect storm for misinterpreting sensory data, leading to terrifying visages. Pareidolia, our brain seeking patterns in the darkness. Pareidolia is our brain's tendency to see patterns in random stimuli. This helped our ancestors survive by identifying threats. Think about seeing shapes in clouds. That's pareidolia at work. Our brains are adept at recognizing faces, even in shadows. In the Bloody Mary ritual, flickering light and mirrors fuel pareidolia. A trick of light or shadow can be seen as a terrifying visage. Pareidolia, combined with fear, blurs perception and imagination. The power of suggestion. Group dynamics and the spread of fear. The Bloody Mary ritual taps into our psychological quirks and exploits group dynamics. Performed in groups, it creates a feedback loop of fear. One person's fear spreads, influencing others' perceptions. The power of suggestion thrives in uncertainty and emotional arousal. Collective fear becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Sleep paralysis, a terrifying intersection of sleep and wakefulness. Sleep paralysis occurs during the transition between sleep and wakefulness, when the brain and body are out of sync. This state can be accompanied by vivid hallucinations, often involving a sense of pressure on the chest and a menacing presence. The Bloody Mary ritual shares striking similarities with conditions that trigger sleep paralysis. The individual might perceive their sleep paralysis hallucinations as a manifestation of Bloody Mary herself. Modern encounters with Bloody Mary. In the age of the internet, Bloody Mary encounters have moved from slumber parties to online forums and social media. These modern accounts, often shared anonymously, show the legend's enduring power. A quick search yields chilling tales of supernatural encounters. Some see shadowy figures in mirrors, while others describe terrifying hallucinations and physical sensations. These stories, shared online, reinforce the legend's potency. The internet connects believers and skeptics, perpetuating and debunking the lore. The legend of Bloody Mary continues to cast a long shadow in the digital age. The following account, shared by a woman named Sarah, illustrates the profound impact that a childhood encounter with the Bloody Mary legend can have. For Sarah, a harmless sleepover dare transformed into a nightmarish experience.
I was 9 at a sleepover with friends. We took turns trying to summon Bloody Mary. My heart was pounding.
Sarah whispered Bloody Mary's name 3 times. She swore she saw a dark flicker in the mirror. She gasped and stumbled backward.
My friends laughed it off, but I knew what I had seen. That night I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that sinister glimpse. For weeks, I was terrified to be alone in the dark.
Sometimes, the most unsettling Bloody Mary encounters are those experienced by skeptics, their disbelief shattered by an unexplainable event. Such was the case for Mark, a self-proclaimed skeptic.
I've always been a logical person. I don't believe in ghosts or spirits. So when my friend suggested trying the Bloody Mary ritual, I reluctantly agreed.
Mark stood in front of the mirror ready to prove it was all just a silly game. He repeated her name 3 times. Then he heard a blood-curdling scream from behind him.
I spun around, heart pounding, expecting a prank, but the room was empty. My friends, pale with terror, insisted they hadn't made a sound. To this day, I can't explain what I heard.
The legend of Bloody Mary has proven remarkably resilient, defying time and cultural trends. Despite attempts to debunk it, the story persists, whispered at slumber parties and recounted online. What is it about this legend that captivates our imagination? Perhaps it's the unknown that draws us in, the possibility of more to our reality. The ritual, simple yet forbidden, offers a glimpse into a realm beyond our experiences. Standing before a mirror in darkness, chanting a name, taps into a primal desire to confront hidden mysteries. Bloody Mary embodies our deepest fears, a reminder of life's fragility and the power of superstition. The enduring legacy of Bloody Mary lies not only in the fear she evokes, but also in her ability to adapt and evolve with each passing generation. She is a blank canvas onto which we project our own cultural anxieties and fears. From the vengeful spirit of a wronged queen to the sorrowful figure of a lost soul, Bloody Mary has taken on countless forms, each one reflecting the specific anxieties and beliefs of the time. The legend of Bloody Mary will undoubtedly continue to haunt and fascinate us, and a profound appreciation for the precious and fleeting gift of life. Bloody Mary can never erase the impact of a life lived with intention and love. Whether ultimately product of our collective imagination or something entirely unexpected, the journey itself is a testament to the power of human curiosity, the importance of scientific inquiry, and the enduring allure of the unknown. Yet, they also represent strength, wisdom, and the potential for transformation. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the history of Bloody Mary. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Horton's World for more explorations into the world's most fascinating myths and legends. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What other mythical creatures or legends would you like us to explore next? Share your ideas, and let's keep the flame of curiosity burning bright. And as always, stay curious.